he's aligning relationships on surface things
Yeah.
versus grounding them in the depths of our spirit.
That made me think about.
Ooh. Oh boy. So what's going on, y'all? Just to give you a bit of context, what we're doing here is we're gonna have a conversation about Amanda Seales. And I'm doing this because I want to lay the groundwork, because if you've seen any of my content, you probably can predict that I am not a big fan of this lady. And I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of this lady. And one of the main reasons is well, you know what? I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save that. But either way, I want to have a conversation with this lady because we have to paint a picture about the type of person that she is before I actually go into why I feel the way that I feel about her. Now, who am I? I'm nobody. I'm just somebody that gives his opinions on YouTube. But guess what? They're valid. They're valid. So at the end of the day, let's go ahead and see, because what does she have to say about The Godfather? That's what I need to know.
Kevin Samuels.
Why? Why do you think about Kevin Samuels?
In terms of
Hold on.
in terms of what I think I wasn't subscribed, so for the record, I wasn't one
I
of
was
his.
gonna say, you better put a disclaimer quick.
I'm not one of his followers.
You see that? You see that? Look at it. Look at it. Now, when did this interview come out? Just for the record, this came out a year ago. A year ago. So Kevin Samuels, The Godfather, rest his soul, he had already passed away. So this interview is post him passing away. So this is just to set the framework of the type of disgusting person that she is. And I'm gonna just be honest with you. It's gross. It's gross. This is gross. You see that venom. Why are you thinking about Kevin Samuels? Why are you talking about Kevin Samuels? Oh, you better put a disclaimer on that quick. Or what?
But when I do talk to people that have been in tune with his messaging, it does seem from the outside he was trying to.
You see that face? Look at her. Hyena.
I guess what's the word? Balance out the criticism, kind of even the playing field.
Is that what he was trying to do?
In hindsight of men.
Look at her. She's so bewildered. She can't even contain herself while he's trying to make his point.
Who? Let me put this right. Black men, we are raised in a matriarch society.
You're not raised in a matriarchal society, though. That's false.
I mean,
just because you're raised by a woman doesn't mean you're raised in a matriarchal society.
In our community, I was raised by a single mother.
In a patriarchal society.
Okay. But in my experience, this is my experience.
No, but I'm telling you, like, your experience doesn't change the society that we're in.
Okay.
Even though you were raised by a woman, she's raising you within a patriarchal framework.
Fair. Let me try to express.
All right, real quick. Let's go to my handy dandy Google, because people like to play with words. A patriarchy is a system of society or government in which the father or eldest male is head of the family and descendant is traced through the male line. A system of society or government in which men hold the power and women are largely excluded from it. A society or community organized on patriarchal. Okay. So, let's dissect this for a second. Is America a patriarchal society? It depends, because technically you could argue that America is a branch of the United Kingdom, and the United Kingdom is in a patriarchy right now. You know what I mean? The queen, the queen was running it. But well, whatever. That was a silly comment. I'm just playing. Either way, I'm just messing around. Okay, seriously. So technically, technically, by the definition of when you saying the male is the head of the family and descendants is traced through the male line. But see, that's the problem. In the black community, it's actually not. We're seeing more and more that children are actually being given their mother's last name. We're seeing more and more where basically fathers aren't having any involvement with the kids whatsoever. So I think that she's looking at it from a scope, and you know what I mean. Hopefully you picking up what I'm putting down.
Women aren't like she wasn't raising you within a space where women are leaders that are revered.
In the black community, women are absolutely leaders. That's a silly comment. Now, if you're arguing in the span, and really it's a silly comment in America in general. There are women leaders. There's a woman that's the vice president right now. You know what I mean? Women are in positions of power. Let's go back to Fannie Willis, one of the most powerful women in the state of Georgia. And guess what? She's a woman. So this is my problem with her. She's so stuck in that victim mindset and that victim mentality that she can't come out of that framework. You know what I mean? It's just that woke narrative.
And like that you should aspire, like that's not what we're in.
I'm just laying up what I think these brothers are coming from.
Fair. Okay. Okay.
It's not me. I'm not.
Okay.
And I think that
I despise them.
I think that
who cares? You don't even know these dudes, and then yet you despise them. You despise them. That's the type. That's typical black woman hate for men. That's typical modern women hate. I'm sorry. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And the fact is, she's the type of woman that would have a problem with everything that he's saying because most of the stuff that he's saying applies to her.
Those
sign language
brothers who
shame, insults, guilt, the need to be right. How many of those? How many times have you spotted her exhibit those exact traits? Like, look at this.
Don't maybe have the strongest self-esteem or the strongest awareness of how to lead a woman in a healthy way. At times maybe felt pushed to the side, felt discredited because they didn't have a certain status. And I think with a guy like Kevin Samuels, they gravitated towards him because he was now holding women accountable more than we've ever really seen it. It wasn't delivered the best.
I just want to say, man, I hear you, bro. He's finna say, oh, it's not delivered the best. F the delivery, look at the results. Forget the delivery and look at the results. But I digress. Look, Kevin Samuels held women and men accountable. He didn't just single out women. He didn't just hold women accountable. Stop saying that. Kevin Samuels held men and women accountable. He started out dealing with men. He's harder on men. Look at the videos of him interacting with men and see he is harder on men than he is on women. So I hate when people try to paint this narrative. And if you're wondering why I'm getting so mad and so passionate, because the man ain't here to defend himself no more. He's not here to defend himself. Stop lying on him. And quit talking about some damn delivery. How many people have you helped get married? How many people are making videos about what you've done to help their relationship progress to the point where they can start a family and actually contribute positively to the effing black community? What the French toast are we talking about here? Y'all are so pro-black, but how many people have you helped get married? How many families are you a part of? How many families have you impacted? How many families have you started your own family? This is a single woman, that's just mad,
But I can
that
only
is
from the outside look
completely
in.
false. That is, I'm gonna have to go completely against that.
Okay.
And who are you to say? And that's what I say. Who are you to say that anything that he said isn't true? Because he like I said, he held both accountable. But there are men that felt that way, and they felt like they were finally getting a voice. So you, from your arrogant high horse, have the nerve to think that you know people better than they know themselves, and yet you wonder, you know what?
So why do you think people were listening?
I think
to him?
people were listening to him because we're in a up society, and he was confirmation bias for their uppery. That's why. The same reason that people are mad at me, because I'm affirming a truth that's inconvenient to their.
Listen to what she just said. She said, I am confirming a truth. A truth. Did you hear what she just said? This is what we're dealing with. This is an educated black woman. Her a truth. A truth. Not the truth. A truth. I am confirming a truth. There is no a truth. There is no my truth. There is no your truth. There is the truth. We can debate interpretations, but there is no your truth. There's no a truth. There's the truth. If something is true or it's not.
Right? So they're like, that bitch, she's making me feel some type of way. I don't want to feel some type of way. And who the is she to make me feel some type of way? But the way you feel that I'm making you feel is because it's a truth that you know. But you have to deal with it, and you're not ready to deal with it. Because if you deal with it, it's going to bring up a whole bunch of other shit probably that you have to deal with. And you don't necessarily have the support system around you or the tools to be able to do so. And that is the fault of.
Keep in mind that this is a lady that self-died. I just need you to put this in perspective because we're going to get into that. This is a lady that self-diagnosed herself as autistic.
Our whole social network, right? But this idea of holding women accountable, to me, it's a false equivalency.
Because the reason why he came up is because you said that, and this is only me seeing clips, like highlights of his work.
Oh, I've seen a lot.
Okay.
You're probably lying. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Because people that you usually, honestly, the truth is, you usually can tell when people, I need you to really understand what I'm saying. You usually can tell when people actually watch Kevin Samuels content for real because they wouldn't say the things that they say. They wouldn't have the arguments that they have if they actually watched the show. I'm just saying.
So you're probably more of an expert in this space than me. But it did seem like you were saying the thing of like women having these like crazy expectations that they don't necessarily apply to themselves. And it felt like he was trying to do the same thing from the clips I saw.
But the thing is that I'm basing that on value systems, integrity, right? Your ethics. He's basing that on materialism.
How? That's what I'm saying. People don't actually, you don't actually watch the content. What materialism? Look, Kevin Samuels, he was trying to get people to be them best selves, to understand, to like, for instance, when we talk about men, right? When we talk about being, everybody likes to say he's materialistic when we talking about being a high value man. Only one thing actually applies to money. The whole point is, think about it. The criteria, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. It was like over 100K for like over 3 to 5 years or something like that. You have to be approved by other high value men. You have to be useful to the group. You know what I mean? It's a lot of things that went into being a high value man. So I don't like when people try to mischaracterize what his positions were. And that's just the truth. I don't like it. I don't like it because it's not fair. It's not fair. Not materialism. Everything has a value. Some people have like there is a value system. There is a value system. You sitting there saying the man materialistic when he's talking to women that are talking about they want men that want to make $500,000. That want to make $500,000 a year. You know how many people make $500,000?
On your outward appearance and on status. So he was doing what I think is a very big disservice to folks, because he's aligning relationships on surface things versus grounding them in the depths of our spirit.
I'm sure you know all about that, right? I'm just saying. I'm sure you know all about that, right? Why haven't I seen any videos about Amanda Seales help me get married? Save my marriage. You know so much, right?
And those surface things that he was, basing things on, ultimately end up being about greed and being about just things that don't carry you through when you really are dealing with life. Your looks, your money, your status. When your mom dies, what's that gonna, it may mean that you can bury her in the coffin you want.
That's so silly. That's such a silly argument. The point is he's not trying to sit there and it's not his job to be giving you all these tools and all that kind of stuff. What he was trying to do is help men be successful, help women be successful, help people get towards where they're trying to get to. The people that are willing to do it. What are you actually expecting Kevin Samuels to tell you how to cope with losing your effing mother? What the French toast are we talking about here? Just silly. Just a victim. It's my problem with her. Just a victim.
If your child is born with a disability, it may mean that you can get them the care that you want because you have some money.
Look at these drastic scenarios. These just,
So talk to the lower frequency.
The high vibration is I'm emotional right now. The high vibration is you consistently challenging yourself to live in light. And all those things that he was talking about are not about that. It's not about that, because you want to be with somebody that loves what's inside of you. This is a shell. Like you want to be, and you want to be with friends. Like that's really what it is. But we are in a society that is so focused on this outward appearance, image appearance, et cetera, et cetera.
Oh, God.
And I'm in a business that's based on, right? Like in showbiz and Hollywood, like it's so much about like how you look. I remember Keenen Ivory Wayans, like on Last Comic Standing, like telling Aida Rodriguez that her yellow dress was distracting from her telling jokes. And I was like, that's a you problem, bruh. Like, that's a you problem. She's being funny and you talking about a yellow dress because you're attracted to her and you can't hear her funniness over your dick.
This woman is insufferable, man. I'm just saying. I'm just be honest. This woman is insufferable. Oh, God. And yeah, I'm like I said, these people love to claim that they watch Kevin Samuels comment and they know so much about it, but yet and still, everything that they try to paint and portray is not what he was about. And the truth of the matter is, no matter how she tries to frame it, this woman is a woman that is known for putting her foot in her mouth. She's known for going out and just saying ridiculous stuff, and then her defense mechanism is, oh, I'm informed. Oh, I'm informed. You just don't know. Oh, you just don't respect the intellectual. Oh, you know what I mean? And like I said, She's the exhibit A of the thing that, or I believe is the biggest, like, uh, shoot. Let me just say it. She's exhibit A of the worst of what the black culture has to give when it comes to women, and that's just, well, I'm not gonna say the worst, but she's in the group. She definitely in that big three, and that's just the truth. All right, guys, I'm signing out.